Sports Radio 610.com. Oh, how sweet it is. The Rockets get a victory here in game number 4. Continue the Western Conference Finals, forcing a Game 5 as they get a 128-115 victory over the Golden State Warriors here at Toyota Center. Alex Barrio alongside Howard Chen. And Howard, this game, I think for most Rockets fans, thought it was kind of the inevitable that the Golden State Warriors, the team that won 67 games this year, was going to be headed to the NBA Finals. James Harden, though, said, not so fast, my friend.
Well, at least in that first quarter, I mean, I think the Rockets played their best basketball of the season. I mean, their intensity on both ends, offense and defense. Josh Smith was unbelievable. He made his first 7 shots of the game, finished with 20 points. Didn't really hit his free throws, still had some bad turnovers, but all in all, that first quarter was just off the hook.
Yeah, first quarter, 45 points. It's tied a franchise record for most points ever scored in a quarter. The last time it happened was in the third quarter of a playoff series against San Antonio back in 1980. So it's something that hadn't happened in a while. 45 points is also the most points the Rockets have scored in a quarter all season long, including the regular season. So you can tell they came out fired up, and especially with the way they played in game number 3, where they lost by 35 points. It was something that this Rocket fan base was certainly looking for.
Yeah, there's a lot of storylines in this game. I mean, the Rockets, and they came out with the ball of fire. And then, of course, Steph Curry going down with that injury. It's just a scary moment for him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when he landed on the back of his neck or the bottom of his head, that kind of took the air out of the arena, in my mind.
Yeah, it certainly did. And you actually saw the Warriors outscore the Rockets in the second quarter, 37-24. They actually trimmed the deficit kind of down a little bit after the Rockets had gotten off to that huge advantage. They led by as many as 25 in the game. It got very close in the fourth quarter, got to within 6 because Steph Curry ended up coming back into the game. He did suffer a head contusion, but the doctor said he was okay to go. We are assuming that he went through the concussion protocol.
Assuming.
Because to me, it was a nasty spill. It had Steph Curry on the floor for a while, went into the locker room, into the intermission, didn't come back out right away, but it looked like he was okay to go, but he didn't look like the same player. He did make some threes in that final quarter, but again, did not look like the Steph Curry we're used to seeing.
Yeah, anybody who was watching the game, I mean, Steph Curry airballed his first shot. He just looked slow. His body language didn't look all that good. So Steve Kerr, definitely a lot of questions, I'm sure, about how Steph Curry is feeling, about leading Steph Curry in the game. I mean, like Alex mentioned, he had a couple of threes and finished with over 20 points, but still it remains to be seen about his status for Game 5.
The other thing to take away from this game is the amount of three-point shots. 33 three-point shots, actually total, 17 from the Houston Rockets that were made, combined with the 20 that were made by the Golden State Warriors. It's 37. That's a new NBA record for three-point makes in a single playoff game. The previous record was 33. They were dropping for the Rockets, and that's one of the big problems in this series the Rockets have had is they're shooting from the outside, whether it be Trevor Ariza, who had a good game 1 but didn't get going in game 2. James Harden had a tough time getting going in game 3, and Jason Terry had a tough time getting going. We haven't seen anything from Josh Smith until tonight when he had a huge first quarter to kind of help the Rockets set the tone. When the three-point shots are dropping for this Rockets team, they're used to winning, and they were certainly dropping early and often.
Yeah, it was a great night for the Rockets shooting the ball, great night for James Harden, but something to worry about. Dwight Howard in this situation. He had a situation with Andrew Bogut where Andrew Bogut was holding him, but Dwight Howard, in trying to get free, swung his hand and made contact with Andrew Bogut's face. It was a flagrant 1, but it could be upgraded to a flagrant 2.
Yeah, it'll be something to watch in the coming days, and of course, Dwight also was one technical away from getting a automatic suspension because of the amount of technicals he has this postseason. So again, a lot of worries, I guess, a little bit for the Rockets going into Game 5 in Oakland coming up later this week. But again, the Rockets have to be riding a wave of positive momentum after this game tonight, getting a win at home, knowing that they had a couple of games that they could have had in Golden State, knowing, okay, now's our time to get one. They've got to win 4 straight against the best team in the NBA. That's a daunting task, but I guess if there's going to be a team that's going to be the one in 116, meaning the one team to come back from an 0-3 deficit, they've already come back from 3-1. As Kurt Schilling said back in 2004 with the Red Sox, why not us? And you can tell that kind of mantra is going on in the Rockets locker room right now.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to win Game 5, but at least there is a Game 5, and the Rockets are clearly focusing on each game, just one game at a time. That's what they're saying all the time in the locker room with interviews and all that. So just one game at a time, and if the Rockets manage to win Game 5, then Game 6 back here in Houston.
The Rockets are still playing basketball. Game number 5 coming up later this week. Rockets win 128-115 over the Golden State Warriors. Huge 45 points for the Rockets MVP, at least, James Harden. He's Howard Chen. I'm Alex Barrio, and this has been the Rockets Wrap here on SportsRadio610.com.